Hi, welcome back to the IR Strikes Back. So today we analyze
Stray Kids the Dominate Experience.
Stray Kid the Dominate Experience. So no, we're not talking about what you're thinking. We're not that crazy. We're talking about Stray Kids. If you don't live under a rock, you know that Stray Kids is the boys K-pop group that has been replacing BTS for the time that they were at the army. And they've taken an important place to the point that they were invited to the Met Gala, on several award shows, and they even performed
Bye 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 of Backstreet Boys.
So now that you know, let's dive in.
So first, why do we talk about a movie talking about a concert?
We're talking about this concert movie because if you remember, and if you have been following us for a couple of weeks or months, who knows, you know that we analyzed the movie that was made of Day 6 for their 10th year anniversary. So we're analyzing the one of Stray Kids because if you don't know, once again, Stray Kids and Day 6 are related also because they're all under JYP. So today we're talking about the politics behind the K-pop industry because politics is everywhere. And for those that are not following so closely K-pop, outside of the comebacks of your bias, of course, how it works in the K-pop industry, there's the big three: SM, JYP, YG, and now there's a newcomer, IVE. So as you know, Blackpink used to be on the YG, JYP had GOT7, Day 6, Stray Kids, NYX, Twice, Next, and UPM. JYP was founded by the artist of the same name, JYP. If you don't know him, just Google it and suffer watching his performance of the previous end of year award. Good luck, guys. So we're talking about it because if you remember, in our Day 6 movie, we mentioned the fact that, to the contrary of normal and traditional movies made on K-pop groups, which usually focuses on the concert, for the Day 6 one, it was more about a journey. It was more about a storytelling documentary of Day 6 journey in California.
For this movie, it's more about the concert itself and how it felt for the member to do a world tour.
When we refer to a world tour, usually we refer to a tour outside of Asia, outside of South Korea. And it's very interesting to know that each movie concert aims to tell us the backstory behind the creation of the world tour to feel more closure to the group members and how they felt about doing this tour. And usually a normal movie like this will switch between different concert venues, but this time it focuses only on the Los Angeles one.
Yeah, but like we said in Day 6 and in K-pop Demon Hunter, the US represent this success. But why the US? Because Stray Kids could have choose another city. For example, Toronto. That's the first time they are coming to Canada. They were the first K-pop group to open the Rogers Stadium.
And if you're interested to know more about the relation between South Korea and Canada, we invite you to go look up our op-ed that we made on this very subject.
The link will be in our description. So they could have chosen Toronto since it's the first time, and that will be meaningful to know that they're big enough to open a stadium in Canada.
But choosing to make their documentary mainly on a venue in the US, it brings more people because the US is representing not only success, but being international, being well viewed, being accepted by a Western audience. Because if you remember, LA is Hollywood, it's the industry, the Western capital of US soft power. Another option that could have been very interesting would have been to choose a concert venue in Europe. because they went to Paris, if I'm not wrong. So why not choose the city of love? It's because it doesn't send the message that they wanted to send, which is they're being successful, integrated into American soft power and pop culture, and to showcase their success in the end.
Another interesting fact is that remember when they are talking, they doesn't mention the US being the definition of their success. It's more about the fact that they are doing a world tour around all the continent. But the movie showed their success on the US only.
Because several other movies of this sort choose to switch between scenes. And often you can see that, for example, I think that NCT Dream, they showcase some images from the Tokyo Dome and from US American venues, and then I think they showed a glimpse of a European venue. So that's a conscious choice to focus on the US. So even if this movie is clearly less lengthy in terms of analysis compared to the Day 6 documentary / movie, it's clear that there's a choice to align themselves with centering the world tour on the US. Because Stray Kids did other venues in Asia too. It was a world tour in the sense that there were venues in Asia, North America, and Europe. So they could clearly have chosen to show some images at least. But they focus more on not only LA, but also the interaction between each members, how they feel that they can do better even if in the absence of BTS, they were mainly the top male K-pop group at an international level, to the point that at some award, fans complained that Stray Kids won only because of their international fandom and not because of the local fandom that prefers 17. But despite all this, as we mentioned in our analysis of the Day 6 journey, even if South Korea aims to be naturally integrated into an American soft power that is clearly declining these days due to several political reasons, as you know, K-pop Demon Hunters has been an international success to the point that even here, local TV channels decided to make special episodes directly on K-pop. For example, here in Quebec, there's a show called Quelle époque formidable. So what a wonderful time to be alive, basically. And in this TV show, they made a whole segment on K-pop because it has reached Quebec and has been considered as being so popular because of the movie. They even made a funny remix of Golden in the end years TV shows in French, guys. And despite the fact that internationally everyone has listened to either Golden or Takedown or Your Idol, it still didn't won the Grammy. Who won the Grammy?
Billie Eilish for the song Wildflower by Billie Eilish.
But we have to say that K-pop Demon Hunters did win a Grammy, but not their Song of the Year. And the Grammy that they won is
Best Songwriting for Visual Media.
The question is, will a non-American song ever win Song of the Year? That's the question, guys. But you can see that it wasn't enough to win Song of the Year. Not that Billie Eilish didn't deserve it. How well a national culture can integrate into another that is broadly shared and loved for now.
So this is a short episode for this movie, but you know that's a concert, so we don't have many things to say. Let us know in the comment section who is your bias, and we will see you next week.
Ciao!